Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone is doing well. Another day, another Love Island review, and wow, plots, twists, turns, shockers, dumpings. Megan and Blue are back. Guys, the producers really need to explain themselves. Okay, so there's a lot for us to unpick and unpack. So as I usually and always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. We love having you here, and we also love a cheeky little chin wag. Also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also my Twitter at SarahDestinyX. And number three, please get cozy, comfy with hot Ribena, cold Ribena, tea, water, whatever. Oh, and your bonnet. Thank you, God, for reminding me. Now guys, this is just a quick one before we actually get into this review. Someone left a very weird comment on my video yesterday, and I don't usually address negative comments because at the end of the day, this is a community and we're literally just watching Love Island and gisting and talking together. But someone left a very weird comment about me wearing my bonnet, about it being a pant on the head. They thought I was classier than that. Get rid of it, blah, blah, blah. These reviews are supposed to be relatable. Whether I wear a wig or I don't wear a wig, or I wear a bonnet or I don't wear a bonnet, we are talking about the show. My appearance really shouldn't change much, but I just want to make it clear that comments like that are not okay. And because you said I shouldn't wear a bonnet yesterday, I decided to change the colour up for you today. So I'm wearing the black one today. But please don't be awkward. I genuinely just couldn't be bothered to put on my wig yesterday, and it doesn't change anything or take anything away from me and my reviews. And I just want to quickly nip that in the bud. So yes, we are wearing another bonnet today. And that is that. Okay, cool. I just wanted to quickly get that out there because the comment was actually quite disturbing. I'm a black babe. I wear bonnets in my house. What do you want me to do? Yeah, but anyway, cool guys. Let's get into today's review. So let's start off with Billykiss and Cach. Guys, I would love to know you guys' opinions about Billykiss and Cach in the comments below, and also with Cach and Toni. Now, I have already said it in my other reviews. I do feel like Cach definitely wants to explore things with Billykiss, but he doesn't want to look stupid for going back to Toni because Toni had already pretty much embarrassed him in front of the entire villa and the entire United Kingdom public. Now, I'm in two minds, guys. Let me just be honest with you. You guys know I'm very truthful on this channel, right? I'm in two minds, okay? On one hand, I do really like Cach and Toni together. And I do actually believe that Cach has more chemistry with Toni. I'll be honest with you. Him and Billykiss are cool, but I don't feel like there is as much chemistry as he has with Toni. On the other hand, I low-key wanted... And I'm saying wanted because with the ending, we already know the outcome, right? But I low-key wanted Cach to explore things with Billykiss because I felt like Toni had taken that L from choosing Harrison over him. I'm sorry, like when Harrison had pulled, I can't believe she actually chose Harrison over that guy, but when Harrison had pulled her to the terrace and said, oh, I just want to let you know that she should have literally just deaded it at that recoupling. Her picking Harrison was a big fat L, a big fat L. So I'm kind of in two minds. Let me know down below what you think about the Cach, Billykiss and Toni situation. But that's kind of where I am right now. That's kind of where I am. Next, moving on to Yaz and Jamie and Toni, obviously talking about Cach and how Cach is very serious with Billykiss. They were also reaffirming what we've already discussed on this channel as well, that his ego is bruised 110%. Of course, Toni was saying that, you know, Billykiss is a grown woman. Initially, I was like, what does she mean by that? But then I realized Billykiss is actually 28 and Toni's 24. So I'm assuming it's because of the age gap. So because she's a grown woman, you know, she's quite serious in terms of wanting to continue to get to know Cach. Also, side notes to producers as well. I feel like with Cach speaking with Billykiss, it comes across a bit random as well, by the way, because we've barely seen scenes of them even getting to know each other. So now it's given, oh, it's a bit awkward that random that Cach is a Billykiss, and when did he start liking her? So I feel like it's also down to the producer's edit as well. But like I said, guys, let me know down below what you think. Next, moving on to Helena pulling Harry for a chat about the pant conversation. We spoke about this yesterday. Of course, Helena, Harry, Angel sitting down in a trio in the presence of Helena. Harry was asking Angel, what kind of pant are you wearing? And Helen was just like, yeah, cool. They ended up having a conversation, and she was just like, that what you spoke about with Angel just wasn't okay. But he was just like, oh, what? Is it no good? And this is what I mean about Harry. You're asking dumb questions. What do you mean, is it no good? And Helena's like, yeah, obviously that's another boundary. Like, that's just not okay. Like, obviously, I know you're going to want to chat to her and stuff. You guys don't know how I feel about Helena and Harry. I generally cannot put anything more into, and I can't reinforce. Okay, I can't give anything else into my feedback regarding both of them. Even later on in the episode when they become exclusive, genuinely, he who doesn't hear must feel. And even those who feel, aka Helena, still doesn't do the right thing. So generally, guys, I've washed my hands off of it. Good luck to all parties involved. I have no words. Moving on. Cool. Moving on to Cach now, speaking it to Jamie. He literally said that Billykiss is 10 out of 10. Initially the spark wasn't there, but now the spark is there. But now his type is Billykiss, but now he doesn't know what to do. Goes back to what I said already. I do feel like he does like Billykiss, but I feel like he likes the connection with Toni more. And even based on the ending, which is a small disclaimer, obviously not disclaimer, but a small spoiler alert, with Billykiss obviously being, yeah, I think he's definitely going to go for Toni, and that really isn't up for discussion. Now, next moving on to Toni. Wow, why is there so much of Toni and Cach and Toni? What's going on here? Oh, okay, I'll speak about this bit anyway. Toni ended up pulling Cach for a chat. She initially wanted them to go into the hideaway, and he said, no, let's go on the terrace. Essentially, she went up there, and she initially wanted to initiate a kiss. He ended up saying no. She said, oh my gosh, I've been rejected twice, but you can give me a kiss on the cheek, blah, 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 blah. I do love how respectful Cach was being, I'll be honest with you. And I think that's why I really like Cach's character in the villa anyway. He seems like a guy that has very good, yeah, he's got a good head on his shoulders. He's respectful. He could be in a triangle, but he doesn't make it awkward or make the other girls feel dumb. I actually do quite like him for that. But of course, Toni was just like, oh my gosh, I've been rejected again. I've been rejected again. He now went to go and speak to Billykiss after he was speaking to Angel. I can't like Billykiss. Billykiss was actually a bit funny here, but she was just like to Angel, like, look, but don't look. But at the same time, look, like literally she wanted to know if possibly that they had shared a kiss, but they didn't. But after that anyway, the situation on the terrace with Toni, he did go and speak to Billykiss as well, just to pretty much let her know that he didn't actually kiss her. And the convo wasn't actually that, yeah, it wasn't that long. I feel like the producers kind of cut the scenes a bit, but we did get the gist of that conversation in itself. Once again, it goes back to what I said. I think Cach finds Billykiss attractive. I think he does like getting to know her, but I think he likes Toni more. And I also think it's because he had more time to be with Toni than he has had with Billykiss. But once again, I do agree that his ego is probably bruised, and he just doesn't want to look like an idiot again. Now, nighttime, a few conversations, not much that I really want to delve into. Dejon and Meg still reminded the entire villa that they're girlfriend and boyfriend. I have my thoughts on that. If you watch yesterday's review, you know how I feel about both of them. Yeah, I'm not even I'm sorry guys, you know what it is as well, the season is ending very soon, number one, but also number two, I'm just like, we've been clocking Dejon on this channel ever since, and I just don't see the chemistry between Dejon and Meg. I've never seen the chemistry, even though they say they've been coupled up for day one. It's been 5 weeks and I've never really seen that. And I just feel like Dejon just keeps doing, like, he just keeps going from level to level to level without passing the previous. I don't understand. Like, yesterday's conversation with, oh, I've always been ahead of my home, to them becoming girlfriend and boyfriend. I just, you know, it's actually making my head itch. So that's that. And Ty and Angel, don't know what they were getting up to in that bed, but it goes back to what I said in yesterday's review as well. I feel like they're doing a lot so soon. They're doing a lot very soon. That's just my personal opinion. People are saying, though, that they actually did know each other prior to going into the villa. And I think that makes sense because they're doing a lot, very soon. Now, let us move on to the following morning. A few conversations taken place. Harry said that him and Helena are flying and it feels like it's the right time for them to be exclusive. I've said this before, I genuinely feel like Harry's probably one of the most unserious 30-year-olds that we've seen in that villa. He literally takes Helena for a mug, and Helena allows herself to be taken for a mug as well. So it's very interesting that the dynamics are changing, and it goes back to what I said yesterday as well. I ain't falling for this redemption arc. Okay? If you're falling for it, you need to expose yourself in the comments, because I'm not falling for this redemption arc between Harry and Helena. It's not, guys, it never gave, and it isn't given, and it's never going to give. So it's quite interesting that the edits now are trying to work in their favour, because over here, he ain't changing over here. Of course, next moving on to Connor and Shakira. Now, you guys really know how I feel about Connor and Shakira. I really like Shakira. I just do not like Shakira with Connor. And Connor was speaking to the guys about how, yeah, he's always wanted an independent woman and this and this and that and that. And Shakira at the same time was talking to Toni about, you know, I just feel like he's miles ahead and I'm really just trying to take things slow, but he needs to not get caught up in comparison, but that they are in a good place. I feel like Connor is... guys, that guy is very suspect. I'm sorry, like, literally throughout this, I know it's an experiment and it's an experience, so you're allowed to do what you want, but I just feel like he's literally jumped from pillar to post when it's come to different girls in the villa, and I think that's why I don't actually want him for Shakira. I feel like Shakira actually seems quite nice and also quite real, and with Connor, there's just something... And it's a shame, guys, because in the beginning, we actually did like Connor until he showed us that he doesn't like women who are outspoken. That's when we said, hey, okay. So that's my thoughts on Connor and Shakira, I'll be honest with you. I want Shakira to be happy, but I just don't know if Connor is that guy. I don't think Connor is that guy. Of course, as well, Cach was talking to Yasmin. Yasmin? When have I ever called her Yasmin? Cach was talking to Yaz and saying, of course, that he does really like Toni, and she was like, yeah, I know that you liked her too. I do feel like Yasmin's propaganda for Toni and the PR for Toni is so strong. And obviously because Jamie and Jamie and Cach are friends, and obviously her and Toni are friends, I think it's also quite easy for her to have conversations with Cach to also try and put in a good word for her friend. And I low-key feel like that kind of sucks for Billykiss as well, because if Alima was in that villa, I know she would have 100% had Billykiss's back, but I feel like Billykiss doesn't really have anyone. And I don't know how I feel about Angel. So even though she's always talking to Angel, I'm just thinking, but yeah, do you know what I mean? I don't know what I mean. So yeah, of course, we know they ended up getting a text that it was time for the Love Island Fest, and we ended up having a who perform? The Tinie Tempah. Even though he wasn't really performing all the songs that I wanted. Like, where's the Tinie Tempah of back in there? That we were getting like music. Of course, Cach, once again. You guys already know Cach is a dancer. If you don't know, go on TikTok. Okay, Cach was definitely showing his moves. But I always laugh when it comes to the Love Island Fest, or when they go and do this thing and there's a performer and then they have like drinks and everything, because the slow-mos, they're literally just like this. The slow-mos are so dumb. And also, guys, you know, initially I thought they were extras because I saw the guy in the afro. I said, why are they bringing extras to this show? Who is this? Only for me to realize that the guy in the afro was Jamie. I said, oh. I need to 100% start watching my glasses. I'm not watching. I need to start watching Love Island with my glasses, because I literally said, who is that man? Not knowing it was Jamie screaming. Cool. Let's start off with Toni and Cach. They were first initially chosen to rejection, which is actually quite funny. But of course, they were speaking, and you know, Toni was just like, you know, I got rejected twice, and Cach was like, don't say it like that, I'm not going to reject you forever. Long story short, they ended up having a kiss. I do feel like, don't tell my secret too much, but I feel like Toni was given a little bit beggy initially, like, and even I think Cach even said it like, okay, you got your kiss now, don't beg. Like, literally, it was given a bit, just over the edge, okay? Not Lauren level, okay, that's another level, but just over the edge, just over the edge. Next, we're on to Connor and Shakira having a conversation. She just said that she's still going through emotions and that her walls are up, but she's trying. And Connor was like, don't worry, I understand, like, I'm honestly trying to meet you in the middle. I'm trying to find a balance, blah, blah, blah. One thing I do like about Shakira is that she doesn't accept anything. Like, just because Connor says something doesn't mean that she's going to do it. But I also love the fact that she's low-key making him graft as well. Like, yeah, you may be miles ahead, but guess what? I'm not there yet. And until I catch up, you definitely have to manage. But you guys already know how I feel about Connor and Shakira. So that's that. Next, moving on to Toni and Yaz, obviously speaking about Cach. She updated them on the kiss, and that was that. Next, moving on to Harry and Helena. Once again, the redemption arc isn't working over here. Okay, it's not working over here. Long story short, they ended up being exclusive. She was like, I think she said something silly like, it's the chaos that makes us. I just thought, that guy made a mockery of your entire Love Island experience, and you're sitting there shining all 32s. Oh my gosh, Harry, you're insane. Can't leave the education. You're smiling. You're smiling. Guys, that redemption arc is not working on me. And I know they're trying to position, I said it from the beginning, you guys know, these reviews are also prophecy. Yeah, okay. They've been from the beginning, the awesome foursome were always going to make it to the finals. Do they deserve to be there? No, but they are going to make it to the finals. And I feel like with Dejon and Meg being girlfriend and boyfriend, them being exclusive, usually it's the couples that become exclusive and also become girlfriend and boyfriend first or second or whatever that end up making it to the finals. But honestly, we need to bring back shame. Okay, and they need to cut the PR for them because it ain't working over here. We're talking about the chaos makes us. You don't want peace? You want problems? Always? That's a choice. Do you, Bill? Of course, you know, my drama ended up walking in looking hot, might I add. And she told them that the public had been voting for their favourite girl and their favourite boy. But before the votes came out, she did reveal that the top two girls were Yasmin and Toni. And the top two guys were Cach and Ty. I was intrigued about the Ty thing. I think because Ty doesn't bother anyone. He's literally just there. And maybe, yeah, I thought it was probably going to be Cach and Jamie actually. But yeah, Cach and Ty, I can take that. You know, I can take that. She revealed that the girls with the bottom three girls were actually Billykiss, Emma and Angel. You guys, apparently the Facebook mums are riding for Megan DeJohn, allegedly. Fiat 500 can't be trusted anyway, guys. That's just that. That one I know. I know my timeline is not an overall, okay? It's not an overall perception of how the UK, because my timeline shows me correct things, but I know that there's other people's timelines who are showing them incorrect things. And I don't understand why Meg was not in that mix. Bottom three guys were, or even Helena. Do you know what I mean? Fiat 500 and Facebook mums can't be trusted, guys. They really can't. Which is why when I say you need to vote, you need to vote. Yeah, this is politics. Okay, this is politics. And bottom three boys were Boris, Connor, and Harry. Once again, Dejon wasn't there, and I'm just trying to, Harry made it. I said Dejon wasn't there. Okay. Anyway, Emma ended up being dumped from the girls, and Boris ended up being dumped instantly. Helena was obviously smiling. Guys, I just don't know about that babe. I'm gonna start speaking about her because I speak about her and I see her on the screen, and I'm just genuinely like, I'm just a bit confused. I'm just a bit confused because even when Emma's just like, yeah, obviously Harry, yeah, like we're cool. Obviously, if he does call me, I hope he doesn't need to call me. But if he does call me, obviously I will pick up my phone. Helena's just going, I'm just, guys, I need to stop. Okay, I need to stop. Of course, Maya then ended up letting them know that she was going to see them around the fire pit later. I said, later? Who else is going home? Who else is going home? So, of course, at night time, Maya Jama came in again. Wow, guys, Maya Jama was looking absolutely stunning. I'm not going to hold you. The corset, and because she's tall as well, her frame, the hips, the length, the red lip, the hair, everything, okay, I ain't gonna hold you. Of course, she ended up saying that because Billykiss and Angel were the lowest, now the numbers were basically uneven and they need to make it even, which means that they are at risk of being dumped. And because they're at risk of being dumped, not the entire island will be able to choose, but the islanders that would be able to choose were the public faves, which was Yaz, Toni, Cach, and Ty. Long story short, guys, Billykiss is going home. I hope you guys do know that, because they are not going to send home Angel because Angel's with Ty. Obviously, Toni wants to continue to get to know Cach. The person interrupting that is Loki Billykiss. And Yaz obviously wants Toni and Cach to be together. And if so, yeah. So, yeah. Or if they even were, which they're not going to do, if they were going to send Angel home, obviously Ty would leave with her, and that's not going to happen. So yeah, Billykiss, unfortunately, is going home, but you guys do already know, I have said it, that she has made it into the Paying Black Girls Hall of Fame for Love Island, and I love that for her, and I wish her many deals and many blessings. But yeah, Billykiss is definitely going home tomorrow, guys. At the ending, there was a small plot twist, because it was showing, initially I was like, okay, are there going to be any bombshells? Like, who is it? Who is it? Guess who's back in the villa? Megan and BLU. So now I'm thinking, these people won't let my good sis Shakira rest, you know, because now I'm thinking, didn't Connor say he was going to wait for Megan, or Megan said she was going to wait for him? One of the two. Someone said that, Sha. Is Megan going to go back in for Connor? Is Connor going to go back for Megan? Is Shakira going to be left alone because BLU isn't going for Shakira? Because if I remember correctly, there was no connection there. I'm really trying to make sense of the producer's plot twist with this one. If you guys know, let me know down below, but I don't understand. It's given Shakira can't catch a break. That's the vibe I'm getting, because I genuinely feel like Connor's going to go back to Megan and be like, oh, you've always been the one, oh, you've been on my mind, or you've this or you've that. And because he's also heard from Shakira, that Shakira said it herself, that she's trying to essentially catch up to his speed. So you guys need to let me make sense of that one down below, because I really don't know. But yeah, guys, did I cover everything? I think so. Did I? Yeah. Those are my thoughts on today's episode. Interesting. I don't know how I feel about it. I think I'm going to give it, I don't know how I feel about it. I can't even rate it. I think I'm going to give it a 6, maybe. I don't know. That ending was, do you know what I mean? Let me know. Guys, I don't know. But yeah. Let me know how you also found today's episode down in the comments. As always, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe. Definitely join the family. Also, be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also my Twitter. But other than that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Shout out to all of us in our bonnets as you're watching this too. Periana, period. But yeah, I love you guys so much. You take care, stay blessed, and I shall see you tomorrow. That was so exciting. Like, blessed. Anyway, cool. Take care, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.